Hey, what's up, guys? I think this is the last video I'll make on this. I know this stuff's kind of boring before I order parts, but I've been trying to make myself get further along before I actually pulled the trigger on anything, just to make sure nothing was gonna get jump out and surprise me and be like something I couldn't get around. Some of these Shapeways parts will be pretty expensive at first, but anyhow, this is where we are today. As you can see, I've got a kind of a mock-up chassis. The dimensions are pretty close for that. You got this front piece here. I tried to get those measurements as accurate as I could. It's kind of see-through there, so we can look through it. So where did we get since last time? Yeah, I guess we didn't have a chassis, so there was just a rear gearbox and a front gearbox at that point. No big changes here. That's all, that's all the same. Everything's still in there. Haven't done any mods there yet. I think that one's pretty solid. Up front, we got a shock tower now, which ends up looking kind of like that weird frog that someone like graffitied. I don't know if that's in, I don't know where that is, but anyways, it just kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, it looks a little crazy because I wanted these to tuck underneath, where you would have the upper control arms, and then up top you got obviously the tabs for the shocks. These dimensions here from as far as the distance from the hole to the chassis is same as the standard RC10. These dimensions here from eye to eye are the same, so everything should have kind of similar geometry as the standard RC10. These suspension arms are as close as I could get to the real deal dimensionally, you know, from hinge pin to hinge pin, they're the same. So again, I want it to really look like a standard RC10 as much as possible. So I guess really the newest stuff, there's a dog bone in here. I haven't drawn it up with universals at this point because I have a feeling for the prototype I'll just have to go with regular dog bones. You know, obviously you would prefer universals, but at this point I'll probably stick with those. But really the main things that I've done now is work on, I guess we're gonna call these uprights. So this piece in black here, that is very similar. Whoa, sorry dudes, that piece, I just put my computer to sleep, sorry about that. Wrong key. That piece is almost identical to the original knuckle there, or upright. The only difference is there's this notch cut out so that we can have a dog bone or universal go through it. I had to beef up on this side and on this side on the front as much as I could. I added as much material as possible so that so it wouldn't start to rub this guy at all, but to kind of thicken that up because there's a lot of material missing now from that. Otherwise, it's all the same. The dimensions overall are the same. So what's, I guess, different about this guy is the, do we want to call that the, I mean, I would call this a knuckle, but some people call this the knuckle. So I don't know, I'm going to call it a knuckle here. Nothing special about this. This was kind of just drawn up pretty quick. There's nothing really, like I say, nothing fancy about that. It just made it so that it would fit everything and then give me enough clearance on the back side of this wheel shaft here. This wheel shaft, I borrowed that from, I feel like that is like from the front of a Rocky. So these are metric, I think it's 4mm shaft. It's set up for, you know, standard Kyosho bearings from back in the day. I can't think of the size right now, but don't know if we'll keep it that way. I really wanted to utilize like bearings sizes that are like would come standard with the RC10, and I may still do that, but for right now I actually have some of those, so I may keep it at least for the first prototype. But yeah, anyways, I could move all this around, but this dog bone is gonna jump all over the place if I do. This software gets a little bit weird with when whoops, yeah, it's just like wanting to float off. Some of these, when you add some of these constraints, and then you go and try to move stuff around, you get some pretty weird effects. Yeah, it's kind of gimping out. But yeah, anyhow, so this is all, it looks like there's plenty of clearance for everything. At least I can print some of these out and put everything together, and then we'll find out where all the problems are. Definitely, there's a lot going on here and a lot of little subtle angles here and there and clearances that are going to be important, that, you know, as perfect as I could try to draw it, they may not match real life. So yeah, anyhow, that really is what we've done to date. You know, I've got a cutout on the, I think I can still move that without anything freaking out. Cutouts on the top and bottom diff housing. Oh, that's, yeah, check that out. It's so weird. But yeah, so for the belts, and really the major missing pieces right now are a belt tensioner and then the steering. And I think that there's still plenty of clearance for the steering here. Obviously, we may go with a weird kind of arrangement for the batteries, because you're gonna have a belt going right through the center of the car. So I don't know if I'll go with like a saddle pack or what, a saddle configuration or stick packs or whatnot. But also what has to happen is normally the steering servo is chilling out right in here, so that's gonna have to move as well. But we'll see. I expected to have way more trouble with all this well before I ever got this far. And yeah, I feel like I'm probably being a little overconfident at this point, because it hasn't been as bad as I thought, although, you know, it has taken me 2 solid weeks of work just on CAD alone. But and again, I don't know how these diffs that I came up with are gonna turn out. They're probably gonna be garbage, but yeah, so I'm gonna order some parts now, and we'll start trying to put this thing together. And next video will be on that. Hey Brian, if you're listening, I got the parts you sent. Haven't even got a chance to open it up yet, but I will definitely see about modding my Raider the way you did yours. I don't know if you guys have seen RC Stuff, his channel or not, but you should check him out. He knows a lot more about all this stuff than I do, especially on the electronics side and stuff. And so yeah, definitely check him out if you haven't already. And to everyone else, enjoy your weekend. And yeah, oh yeah, I forgot to say one more thing. What I was planning for a wheel, I don't know if anybody has any input on this, but let me turn this around. Yeah, this video is dragging out. This is a front wheel, and you can see it's got, you know, just little space for bearings. What I was thinking about doing is keeping this back. It's a two-piece wheel, or at least two pieces. This guy here screws on to the front part. I'm just gonna make a new front part. It's the technical term. Where did it go? Oh boy, I had a this may not be a 12 millimeter hex, but use your imagination. Wow, this lighting is so bad. Not only that, but I can't even find it. Yeah, we all know what one of these guys looks like. Our plan is to just modify the front half of a standard RC10 wheel to accept a 12 millimeter hex. Is that crazy? Or because I want to say that, you know, you got less options on tires for this wheel because it's pretty small. I think it's 1.9 inch diameter. I guess I could actually measure that, but yeah, I think the tire diameter is 1.9 inches. They're running a little small. So I don't know if it would make more sense to go to a larger, more modern wheel, or to try to keep this kind of like, you know, just run a little spike front tire using the original, you know, dimensions for the RC10. Yeah, anyway, I appreciate some feedback on that. But yeah, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.